Just me, or has a transition from Windows to Android been a bit faster than the one from Android to Windows? So still waiting for the loading time. I forgot to mention in the design section, the facade of the device is very easy to fill with grease, get dirty and even scratch, so keep that in mind. Okay, I said before that we're going to test the browser. It's Chrome, it's already lagging a bit, and let's see how it can handle the loading of our website. Took a bit longer than Microsoft Edge, but at least it looks fine. Okay, so that's everything in the connectivity area. Time to discuss about the OS, UI and applications. We're on Android 5.1 Lollipop here without an app drawer, with a carousel for the multitasking. And let's maybe close some of the apps which may be causing some lag here. Anyways, we also have a drop down section with notifications and quick settings, including a screenshot and OS switch option. And if you keep this home screen pressed, you can have access to a bunch of widgets that actually look quite hot. And then you can go to the other home screens where you can put your applications, you can mess with the wallpapers, move apps, use effects, theme and settings. These are the effects, basically transitions. Moving apps is also a thing. Change the theme, and finally mess around with settings. Speaking of which, if you go to the full settings area, there is nothing truly fancy to run into here. That's everything there is. There's also HDMI as an extra, and also Intel Smart Video if you want to make the videos a bit smoother. Now we also checked out the apps. We have a dock area here with 5 apps, and among those pre-installed we find the we just entered the benchmark. So among those pre-installed, I have to mention that there is top apps, there is UC browser, there is a game store, and there is an app store. They're Chinese and I'm not very familiar with them, so I didn't play with them very much. Okay, so you can download games and apps respectively. There's Kingsoft Office for your office needs, and that's pretty much it. So about 27 or 28 apps on board, some of them uninstallable. And now it's time to go once again to Windows and see what happens there. Okay, so here we are in Windows 10. By the way, the pre-installed apps on Android, there were 28 of them at a closer count, and Windows 10 provides the usual experience. We got this area here where you can select the tablet mode, quiet hours, there's also battery saver and more. Now let's connect to the Wi-Fi. I have to say that Windows 10 is a bit laggier than Android, so that's a problem. We also can work with multiple desktops. We got the Windows Store here for downloading apps. Of course, you can install your own x86 apps. You can play around with X applications. You got your folder collection here, so you can connect, for example, the USB dongle that was provided with this device and attach an USB drive to it and copy files with ease as you would do on a Windows PC. We got the app bar here. Of course, there's Cortana in action. There is the Office package, there's Excel, PowerPoint and Word, and you can mess around with those as well. So you can also do some business, not only pleasure, although the tablet feels oriented more for music and video consumption. Now, when these two are united, which happens very easily, you can move the cursor around, you can select stuff, which is a bit harder than I would expect. As I said before, not my favorite trackpad. Anyways, and at least the typing experience is quite comfy here, so let's see if you can ask Cortana something. How is the weather? The keys are pretty soft. They're good for typing. The keyboard may feel a bit cramped compared to those 12-inch tablets we've tested, but in the end you'll get used to it. So that's it in a nutshell. It's time for the final analysis verdict of the Onda OBOOK 20 Plus tablet. Now on the Pro side, it's got an okay build, pretty solid looks, reasonable brightness for the screen, nice acoustics, there is an okay benchmark in performance. It's still a pretty cheap tablet, even with the keyboard. If you buy the keyboard and the tablet, it's got a comfy keyboard, it's very easy to attach and detach it, which is always a plus for me. And those are the, come on, pros. Finally, Those are the pros. Now let's get to the cons of the device. There's some lag in Windows 10 that on Android is less present. The speaker is quite easy to cover. The tablet is a bit heavy. With the keyboard combined, the two reach close to 1.2 kilograms. It's got a mediocre battery. There's no back camera. The front camera is disappointing, and sadly we only have Android 5.1, although Marshmallow would have been welcome. So in the end, it remains a comfy tablet with a good screen, a solid keyboard accessory, and a nice input, nice fun, I mean music and video. It's also pretty good looking, and you should only buy it if you also get the keyboard. Otherwise, it's not worth to be bought alone, because you only end up watching videos on it and you may want more out of it thanks to the keyboard. So that's it from tabletnews.com. This has been the review of the Onda Obook 20 Plus with keyboard, a tablet that should be bought with its accessory to get the best of two worlds. Bye bye.